I'm Nancy Rose. I'm here with Margaret Jambrowski. Did I get that right?
Almost.
Okay, sorry.
Jamborski.
Jamborski. And you are a Herndon High School band parent.
Yeah, I'm the mom of a piccolo player.
Tell me what's happening with the Herndon band.
It is so exciting. We have been invited to represent our country at the 75th anniversary of D-Day in Normandy.
No.
In 2019.
Wow. How did that come about?
Well, the band performed, they did the same thing at the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor.
Apparently, you went 2 years ago.
I think it was 3 years ago.
Okay.
My daughter wasn't in high school at that time. But apparently the students didn't even know it was a competition, and they won grand champion.
Nice.
So based on that, they were invited to perform at Normandy. You can't apply to go to Normandy. You have to be invited.
Oh.
So it's really a big deal.
So who sent the invitation to them? Or was it the Veterans Group? Or
Well,
how did that happen?
There's a company called Historic Programs who organizes all of this on behalf of the United States. Mm-hmm. So there's a very private event that's for the heads of state of all the Allied and Axis nations, and there's the public events, which is what we're part of. We'll be in a big D-Day parade walking through the streets of Normandy, and our events are the ones that the people who live in France and anybody else can come and attend.
How many kids are going?
We have about 150 in the band, and probably about 50 chaperones as well, so it's a big trip.
Oh my gosh, what is this going to cost?
Oh, about $600,000.
Okay, so you need some money.
We definitely need to fundraise. It's all based on that.
What kind of fundraising plans have you got? I mean, how can our viewers help?
Oh my gosh, we have so many things we're doing. We do a lot of dine-arounds when you go to certain restaurants on certain nights, which we post on our website, herndonband.org. A portion of the proceeds will go towards the trip. We did citrus sales and green sales at Christmas. We're doing a bike-a-thon in conjunction with the Green Lizard here in Herndon, and we're doing a rock concert on the town green on May the 5th. It's a free concert, and
Nice.
I hope you'll come and donate whatever the heck you want.
What other activities will you have that day?
We'll have the sax ensemble is going to be performing. We'll have a jazz band performing, and a rock group called the 555.
Tell me a little bit about 555. What do you know anything about them?
I haven't seen them perform yet.
Okay.
I've seen them on YouTube. They're amazing. It's really going to be an exciting evening. We're going to have food supplied by Jimmy's Old Town Tavern, and pizza and beer.
Papa John's, I understand.
Exactly.
And the beer is up. I think I have it in a note card. Good River beer out of Colorado.
We're going to be selling USS Herndon hats. We have somebody designed an amazing T-shirt that we'll be selling. All sorts of ways to donate.
Now, back to this trip a little bit. You all go on one plane, or you?
Don't know if it's
How many days will you be there?
Don't know if it's one or two, but we'll be there for a week. So we'll spend a little bit of time in Paris and a day in Mont Saint-Michel, but the most important part of this trip is Normandy. The band is going to be performing at the American Cemetery at Omaha Beach, at the American Cemetery in Brittany. We have a performance on the town square in Sainte-Mère-Église. You might remember the movie The Longest Day, when the guy's hanging from the church steeple with a parachute right on the plaza in front of that church. We'll be performing. And then there's a big parade through the town of Sainte-Mère-Église as well. And they expect 40 or 50,000 people to watch this parade.
This is a great honor for your band.
It's huge. There's fewer than 10 bands in the entire country invited to perform. So it's really a huge deal, and it's such an opportunity for the students to learn. They'll be able to not just, reinforce everything they've learned in history class about World War II and about D-Day, but it's going to take it to the next level. It'll be really personal.
Have you spent any time with any veterans who were in Normandy?
Well, I can actually top that.
Okay.
So we have these great ideas. The Normandy committee got together and said, we really need to take advantage of this opportunity to have as many teachable moments as we possibly can. So I went to the first meeting, and somebody said something about a ship and a flag, and I confess, I had no clue there was a ship that bore the same name as our town and our school. And of course, I also didn't know that the USS Herndon was the lead ship in the entire armada. 6,000 ships plus, and it was the very first one. So I have learned so much about the Lucky Herndon. You know, I'm embarrassed to say that I've lived here for a lot of years and I never knew there was a ship. And right now it has become my passion. So the students are going to honor the ship. Of course. They're going to wear custom-made ball caps that have USS Herndon embroidered right on them.
How nice.
The kind that veterans love to wear. But it goes way beyond that. They're going to honor the men of the ship, the crew. These are the men of the greatest generation. And we want these students to understand why these men were called the greatest generation. And the way they're going to do that is every student is going to carry a photograph of one of the men who was on the ship.
Really?
Sounds easy, doesn't it?
Well, doesn't sound easy getting the photographs.
Well, you're right, because they don't exist anywhere. They're not online. The Navy doesn't have them. They're not in the museum. So I became a detective. Nancy Drew with a laptop. And there were just over 300 men on the ship that day. And with the help of Ancestry.com and newspaper archives and white pages and a slew of resources, I've tracked down the families of 234 of them
That's
so far.
amazing.
So I call these total strangers, and I say, we're going to honor their fathers in Normandy, and can I have a picture? And grown men have cried on the phone when they realize that their father's service to our country has not been forgotten. It's really exciting. So we're going to honor these men, but we're going to take it beyond that as well. We have family members of the students who served in Normandy and in the European theater, and they get to carry a picture of their relative as well.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
You know, my granddad's cousin, he's buried in Normandy, and my daughter will be carrying his picture as well. So every tie we can get to make it really special, we will. Did you know that there are 220 Virginians buried at the cemetery overlooking Omaha Beach?
I didn't know that.
And another 30 listed on the tablets of the missing. So this is an example of the teachable moments. We're going to take sand from Virginia, and the students are going to go to each one of those graves and deliver a piece of home.
That's lovely.
To these men who made the greatest sacrifice.
That's really lovely.
And then we're going to go to Utah Beach, which, you know, the Herndon was the lead ship. It went on to Utah Beach. Let me tell you about the Herndon.
Okay.
Okay. A week before D-Day, this crew, when most of them were 18, 19 years old, they found out they were going to be the lead ship in the greatest amphibious assault in history. And they were told to write a letter home. And they knew it was probably the last thing they would ever write. They were given 10-to-1 odds that they would never make it home. So the invasion started, the Stars and Stripes went up in German-occupied France. And the Herndon would go right, the next ship would go left and hit a German mine, or be torpedoed, or be hit by shore batteries or aerial bombs. I mean, the casualties were horrific. But the only damage to the Herndon was the peeling paint from the heat of her own guns. Every single man came home. Yes, they were all heroes in my book. And so the students are going to go to Utah Beach, and they're going to collect sand there. And when they come home, each student is going to send the sand and the photograph they carried, and they're going to write a letter to the family of the man they honored, and they're going to tell them what it meant to them and how it changed their lives, because it will.
Yes.
It will. This will be an unforgettable experience for these students. We are beyond lucky that they have. It's a once in a lifetime.
It is.
It truly is.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for telling me all about that. Tell our viewers one more time about where they could donate to get your students over there.
Absolutely. www.herndonband.org/Normandy. When you go there, you can donate directly. There's a little 6-minute video about the history of the Herndon on D-Day that's pretty interesting to watch as well. And please join us on May the 5th on the Town Green in Herndon for the 5:55 and all sorts of great fun and music.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us today.
It's a privilege. Thank you so much.